I'm Laura Allen. I'll be bringing you a roundup of the latest sport in Cardiff in just a moment, but first continuing to update you with all the news happening in the city. Police in Cardiff are working with the council and local landowners to tackle antisocial use of off-road motorcycles in Plymouth Great Woods. The land, which stretches from Ely to St Fagans and Fairwater, is under the ownership of a number of individuals and organisations and is still private property. But a number of people are still using the area for antisocial purposes, particularly riding off-road motorcycles. Police say they'll stop the illegal and responsible use of off-road vehicles in the area and will seize and destroy any vehicles involved. NHS staff in Wales are to get a 1% pay rise. The Welsh Government also announced that more than 7,000 of the lowest paid NHS staff will get a pay rise, giving them the living wage of £8.25, backdated to January. The pay rises will cost an estimated £40 million a year. The Welsh Government says it's committed to tackling the issue of low pay in Wales. Cardiff City face Reading away this weekend. The team are 7th in the Championship and still in the hunt for a promotion playoff place. Jeff Collins reports.
So a final training session for Cardiff City's players as they get ready for action this weekend, buoyed by that win over their promotion rivals Ipswich last Saturday.
I still think there's a little bit more to come, I must admit. I've always said that, and I think we always need to strive for that. There's no doubt about that. As I've said before as well, that there are a few new combinations out there and people still learning about relationships. So I still think that's why I still think there's more to come. And then also on the top of that, you've got one or two players that have come back as well, like Noon, who's been injured. So there's a few combinations and a few options that I can use as well during the remaining games of the season. The Brighton game at home, which was a all-round terrific performance, and then we're learning also, even though it was not a classic, how to win a football match when it was tight against Ipswich. So that gave me a lot of encouragement, and I think that was a big game for the players also. Fortunately, over recent games, when we've been in front, we've opted to put that extra midfielder on to solidify things and get us over the lines. But generally, I think we've managed the games a little bit better in those closing stages, doing the right thing at the right time.
This weekend, Cardiff City are hoping for all 3 points against Reading, led by manager Brian McDermott.
Brian's gone in there and he'll be having a look at those. There'll be a lot of scrutiny on those players, I think, at this moment in time. He's changed his shape in a couple of the games already since he's been in charge. Probably still searching for that right combination right now. Little bit, he'll be looking for that consistency, like we all are. We're all looking for that consistency, and Brian will be no different in that department. And of course they're at home, so they'll be looking for a positive result for sure.
Reading started really well at the start of the year. I think Nick Blackman was on fire for them. Obviously they lost him in January, but they've got a lot of good players, but for whatever reason it hasn't seemed to quite happen for them in the league so far. They had a good cup run, obviously that ended last week, so maybe they'll concentrate on this a bit more, I don't know. It'll be a tricky game as they all are in the Championship, but there's no reason why we can't go there and get something out of the game. If we can get a good result tomorrow, it puts us in perfect position really. I mean, Derby, I don't think they'll fancy coming down here. They've hit a bit of a sticky patch, so for them to come to us will be tough. Like I say, we've got Sheffield Wednesday, which will be massive. Burnley away again, which is another tricky game. So I think it's important we get something tomorrow and look forward to the next month.
We're going there. We obviously it's going to be a challenge. We expect a reaction from their defeat on Tuesday for sure. I think that's guaranteed. But we have to be ready for that and perform to the levels that we've been performing at over recent weeks.
After the national break, them games will be the hit or miss. Like if we win them, there's a good chance we'll be in the playoffs. If we don't, then we'll probably just about miss out. So I think a good result tomorrow puts us in great position, great opportunity, and a great buzz around the place for the last month against them important games.
Real Madrid forward Gareth Bale has been left out of the Wales squad for the forthcoming friendlies against Northern Ireland and Ukraine. Wales host Northern Ireland in Cardiff next week before travelling to Ukraine for another 2016 warm-up match in Kiev. Earlier, I spoke to Wales boss Chris Coleman about the squad selection.
you know, football being football, you never know what's going to happen. And but you're right. I think 2 years ago, both teams were on the back of somewhat disappointing World Cup campaign, and then to get into going into the Euro campaign, we're both really looking at probably maybe we could have done it through the playoffs. But you know, both teams have done absolutely brilliant. Michael O'Neill's done an absolutely fantastic job in Northern Ireland. You know, they haven't qualified for some time, not as long as us, but it's been some time since they qualified for a major tournament. So for the pair of us now to be here, going into planning for a major tournament in the summer is absolutely brilliant. It's a great feeling. We're both looking forward to the game. I was with Michael in the week. We had a good chat. It'll be a tough game, I think, for both teams, but it's great, and considering what both countries are building towards, then yeah, it's absolutely fantastic.
And are you going to take a chance on some fringe players for this game?
Yeah, I think you know, we can learn one or two things about certain players, and that's the plus side when you have, you know, some of the players who, you know, if they're fit, they're going to play, and then you get one or two new faces in, and you give them a little run and see if they can handle it, and if they like it, and if they can cope with it. So, you know, there's always a positive, and that'll be, you know, these next two games, maybe we learn a little bit more about one or two of our players that we don't already know.
And both teams are looking to make a big statement ahead of France.
Yeah, look, there'll be players who will know there's a 23-man squad going to a major tournament, and they're all going to want to be a part of it. I can only pick 23. But, you know, they're going to be doing their best to make sure that they're on the plane. So it'll be exciting. You know, it'll be the next next two games really. You know, a lot of the guys are going to be trying to stake a claim, and that can only be good for us.
And obviously the game's going to be here in Cardiff. What do you think about the fan support? It's kind of been a bit tremendous.
Yeah, fans have been brilliant. Yeah, you know, we love playing at Cardiff City, and I think some of the atmospheres in the stadium have been the best I've ever seen. You know, and I've played in bigger venues and I've played in front of bigger crowds, but not with the same intensity as our fans there. Immense, you know. I think this, you know, this is our last game on home soil, the Northern Ireland game, and it's in March, and I think everybody thinks, you know, there's another 2 months yet before we get to the tournament, but this is our last home game. And the problem is on a Thursday night, and we're always going to lose a lot of supporters from up north and Central Wales because they work and it's difficult for them to come down, and that's a shame for us. And it's a shame for them, but you know, this is our last home fixture. We're going to try and make the most of it, enjoy it, and hopefully we perform for the Welsh public.
Wales end their Six Nation campaign here in Cardiff tomorrow. They face Italy at the Principality Stadium. Wales management team say both they and the players have taken a long, hard look at their poor performance in the defeat to England last weekend.
In terms of the emotions that you feel as a player and a coach, I think over the period of time when the players have come in and have a look at the game, it's about looking at yourself in the mirror, coaches included, and asking us the questions, asking yourself the questions about, you know, the first 20-25 minutes really. Just, I think every one of us, you know, rugby is a game in emotion, and unfortunately we just didn't start well.
Cardiff Devils say they are determined to win their last two league fixtures before turning to the end of the season playoff. The Devils are in Manchester tomorrow before returning to Cardiff to host the Nottingham Panthers at Ice Arena Wales on Sunday. The Devils are second in the Elite League and must hope league leaders Sheffield Steelers slip up in one of their last two matches. That's what's been happening in Cardiff's local news. We're back later with another update for you, but for now, from your City TV channel, thanks for watching and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.